Hi, everyone. I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony. Thanks for tuning in here to CBS 19 Plus as we get you ready for the week ahead by looking at your forecast. And the big headline as we head into Monday night, the heat wave breaking cold front that comes through. Yes, by definition, a cold front. It is Texas. So in Texas, when a cold front comes through in August, it typically means instead of having highs around 100 or 105, we'll have highs in the low to mid 90s, and that will be the case on Tuesday thanks to that front. So it does break the heat wave. 95, believe it or not, is a degree below average, and so it has a significant impact, I suppose, on our weather. North winds, lower humidity. You're going to notice that tomorrow. The north winds, it'll be about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Unfortunately, that's a dry wind, and that could bring some fire danger, which we'll talk about in just a second. And also because as the front moves through, there's very little, if any, rainfall. Maybe a couple of drops Monday night into very early Tuesday, but that's it. Tuesday evening, you'll notice nothing but sunshine across the area. There are showers and thunderstorms out to the west. Notice what the winds are doing here out toward Abilene and San Angelo. There's an area of low pressure developing here toward Amarillo and Lubbock, and this will help a warm front to form. That warm front is that hot air coming off the Mexican plateau, and that will spread back into West Texas. Our winds Wednesday will start out of the east, northeast, and swing around to the southeast. So we have potentially 2 days here where the temperature stays below 100 degrees. Gradually a little bit warmer on Wednesday, certainly Tuesday, the cooler of the 2 days. And then the warm front, as warm fronts do, jumps into our area. So Thursday morning, while it's still comfortable in the low 70s, by Thursday afternoon, all this very hot air over West Texas moves into East Texas, and suddenly our highs on Thursday are back to around 104, 105, 106 degrees. Friday could be as hot as 107. It is going to be a very hot day. High temperatures on Tuesday, check this out. 90 at Mount Pleasant, 90 at Pittsburgh, 91 over in Sulphur Springs. Gilmer, 91 degrees. Mineola, 93. Canton, 93. A little hotter at Palestine, up to 98. Remember, has not rained in Palestine in more than a month. Jacksonville around 95. Henderson around 97. Carthage around 95 degrees. You've got mid-90s also, Longview and Tyler. I would not be shocked if Longview or Tyler come in at about 93 degrees, especially with that northeast wind. Unfortunately, for parts of deep East Texas, Lufkin, Groveton, Crockett, 100 degrees, Hemphill may drop to around 98. So for many of us, the string of 100-degree days will end at roughly 22, and we'll see if we can start a new string as Thursday rolls around. As for rainfall outlook over the next 7 days, you'll see it's about 1/100 of an inch to maybe 1/10 of an inch across the area. Again, a smattering as that front comes through. I do have a chance of rain in Saturday, and again on Sunday, there's a little wave that is coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, moves back into Texas. Some of the computer data has some scattered showers with that wave. There's other data that doesn't. I think it can materialize, especially as warm and humid as it will be. So I think we're going to throw in a chance of showers Saturday and Sunday, just a small chance. Rainfall reports going back to June 1st. This isn't something to remember about June 1st. That is what we typically think of as the start of the summer season. So climatologically speaking, or meteorologically speaking, June 1st to the end of August is our summer season. That's when we have weather patterns that behave and act most like summer. Certainly the case here as we've gotten into August. So Tyler, since June 1st, has fewer than 2 inches of rainfall. Longview, just over 5.5 inches of rainfall, and Lufkin, less than 3 inches of rainfall. So when you compare that to average, and this is just for the season, we are well below average for the season. In some instances, 6 3/10 of an inch behind at Lufkin. And since the start of the year, and for a while we were ahead in the rain gauge in Tyler, and now we've dropped off precipitously, no pun intended, to 5.69 inches below average. Longview's 1.25 inches below average, and Lufkin about 0.8 of an inch below average. We've seen that difference here, that Longview's had fewer 100-degree days than Tyler because simply they've had a little more rain, and it has helped with the green grass to sort of hold the heat back just a little bit. All right, so here's the upper level wind flow. This is going to be Tuesday afternoon. There's the area of low pressure that pulls the cold front through our area. The heat retreats back to the west. Now I want to show you what happens. As the trough moves away, the heat begins to reestablish itself, and it builds again and is quite strong by the weekend. That's why we think Friday could be 107, Saturday 106, Sunday could be about 104 to 105. We'll wait on this storm system here and see if that can drop into the Central Plains and perhaps bring us another front, maybe as we get 7, 8, 9, 10 days out. But again, I am looking at something coming in off the Gulf in about 7 days that might be able to bring us a few scattered showers. So the 10-day temperature trend, 95 on Tuesday, 97 Wednesday. So we break the heat wave here. We start a new heat wave on Thursday, 105, Friday 107, Saturday 105, Sunday 106, 99 on Monday. Still not cool enough. We'll keep this in the heat wave. Remember, the average high is about 95 by Monday, and so we're a little bit above that. So borderline heat wave continues and then reestablishes itself Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday by the 24th. All right, so some hot weather reminders as we head into that second bout of heat that arrives on Thursday. Remember to drink plenty of water. You can sweat a water bottle's worth of sweat when you're working outside or exercising outside. Stay in the shade as much as possible. Clothing, lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothing. Pets and children never leave in a vehicle for any length of time. When it comes to energy savings, set the thermostat as high as you can take it. Every degree higher is a 6 to 8% energy savings. Watch the windows, close the window shades, turn the fans on. Try to use those large appliances early in the morning or late in the evening. Heat exhaustion, some symptoms to recognize here. If you start feeling faint or dizzy, or you stop sweating, you start to have some red hot dry skin or cool pale clammy skin, you are beginning to have either heat stroke or heat exhaustion. When you start to feel your pulse become either rapid to weak or a strong pulse, and you may lose consciousness, that's heat stroke. Muscle cramps or heat exhaustion. Either way, it's time to get out of the heat. And if you do get to that level of heat stroke, then it's time to call 911. Also, a reminder that it is too hot to trot for your pets on the pavement when the air temperature is 95, even like it will be on Tuesday. The concrete and asphalt can be enough to burn the pads of their paws, so please be careful. And then as we take a look at our wind gusts on Tuesday, we'll have east to northeast winds at about 16 miles an hour, sustained at 10. Why I bring that up is because we have such dry air overhead Tuesday afternoon that this will create some very high fire dangers in the area. As the forecast relative humidity, even though it's pleasant feeling to us, it poses the threat for wildfires into Wednesday afternoon. Eye on the tropics. Tropical wave Invest 90E out here in the Atlantic. We'll keep an eye on it. It is growing right now, forecast to move to the west, but it has a small chance to become a named storm in the next 7 days. All right, Tuesday morning, 71 at Mount Pleasant. In our central counties, we'll see temperatures in the mid-70s at Tyler and Longview, Jacksonville and Henderson around 76, 80 at Lufkin, 79 at Hemphill, and 76 at Groveton. Here's your Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. Again, we bust the heat tomorrow, but it comes back on Thursday. We have a chance for some isolated thunderstorms Sunday, Monday, and then that second heat wave begins and continues through the end of the 10-day forecast. Thanks for watching CBS 19 Plus. Have a great night.